collective. We are one. We are miners.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome. It is Saturday. Welcome all you people that came over from Red Panda Mining stream who had a nice vacation for a couple weeks there. So that's awesome. How's everyone doing today? Let's just see, do a quick roll call, get into a few things, and see what you guys are up to. What do we got here? Oh, right off the get-go, Mr.
Rud Putz.
Rud Putz is in the house. Oh, right off the bat again. Fudweiser. Let that echo go through. And scrolling on through. Travelers Travels. What is going on? Squirrel Master. Dan Ruggs Fiat. He's rugging that Fiat to the ground. Comedy. What's happening? Frank B. Zagatti. Sling Buzz. King Mining. What's going on, King? What have you been up to? Squirrel Master. What's happening? Benjamin. Michael Flores. Gaming with Smokey Dan. Integra Guy 041. Oh, here we go.
Red Panda Mining.
I don't know if that worked. Did that work? Panda likes like the old Diablo down low slow thing. Might have worked, might not have. I don't know. I can't hear what it sounds like. We got Mad Eye, Batchin, Ultraback, Sling Buzz, Crypto Craig, Serpent X. What is going on? Interested in what you said about NFTs on Bitcoin? Why not? I don't really know. You know, putting a picture on Bitcoin, you know, isn't my thing. I feel Bitcoin's main purpose, why it was invented, was to obviously undermine the, you know, traditional fiat system. That's what it's there for. Use it as a payment method, leave it as is. Obviously Bitcoin is king, it's doing what it should be, and that is its purpose. So we start adding all these other weird things to it. You know, I think people starts laughing at it a little bit more, but regardless, you know what, maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't, who knows. We'll just see what people decide to do. But I think that's just its main purpose, you know, become the currency for the people, not to put pictures on it. Hash Force, Skirm, what's happening? Nemesis DK, Mining Meister, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. What's happening? Horse from. Oh, it just jumped on me. So if I missed anyone, just yell at me. That's okay. Fully Electric, what's going on? Mining Meister, I think I said that. Thomas Black. Very true, but it will pump the earnings for miners. Yes, it will pump the earnings for miners for sure, going by the gas fees and all that. Now, like, you know, I know we think about miners all the time, but at the same time, we got to think, you know, best case value for the coin. Now, you add more miners getting more Bitcoin, that could also add more sell pressure, but, you know, who knows? We'll see. You know, obviously, we need some more profitability when it comes to Bitcoin because they use so much darn power. I'd rather buy, you know, an L7 or something and just swap that into Bitcoin because I'd make a lot more than buying myself a Bitcoin miner. But when it comes to ASICs, Bitcoin would be the safest choice as for an ASIC miner as well. Like the JFC one, what do we got? Mining versus trading at this time. Yeah, so what are you guys doing? You know, I'm waiting. You know, as soon as we see a day or two of some green, we see it all come out. Bitcoin's going to 500,000. Bitcoin's going to 1 million. It's hilarious is watching all this stuff unfold. But again, it comes down to we are in 2023. We're not at the middle to end of 2024 leading to 2025 all-time highs. I feel the cycles is 100% true, and that's the way I look at it. So I feel we're in the year of sideways. We're going to see some nice pumps. We're going to see some big drops as well. Average overall through the year will be sideways. So when you see these things happen, you know, it might be a good time to take profits, because if you don't, depending how you use your crypto, if you're using it for power like I do, use this time to take in your power costs and then just wait for it to drop or whatever. Some of you guys are really good at trading and you can double up and triple up over the course of a few months over the same amount of money. So, you know, it's really not a bull run yet. Yeah, for sure. It's not a bull run, but you know, as soon as some people see green, they like to just full-fledged go out there. Bull runs come, and it's funny. It happens every single time we see a little bit of green for longer than 24 hours. It's funny, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Obviously, we wish we'd be in an everlasting bull run forever. That'd be awesome. Don't you think? Don't you think it'd be awesome if we just hit profitability, decent profitability levels? I feel 5 cents still isn't really a profitability in my books, but you never know. But as you said, more people will start mining and it lowers the earnings. So yeah, maybe not a good in the end. Yeah, you never know, but you know, you need really cheap power or like you, free power to be a good, decent, you know, to make a nice, decent income when it comes to Bitcoin mining. So, you know, I'd rather purchase other miners like script miners or, you know, Cadena used to be an awesome one to go to until the KA3 drops. So maybe something else. I don't know. It's hard to say, but, you know, there's a lot other profitable ASICs. And if you truly want Bitcoin, that would be the way to go about it, because you just get more Bitcoin, you know, for the same amount of power. Nuclear power. Yes, we do need. No one is listening. We're just shouting out in chat. Yeah, shout away. What do we got here? The new BTC Jazz miner runs off 120 volt, 130 terahash. What? Jazz miner? There's a new Jazz miner for Bitcoin? I was not aware about this. Okay, that's cool. That thing would be awesome then. 130 terahash for 1100 watt. Is that a thing for real? I gotta look this thing up. Like, what is going on? You know, Bitmain destroyed every other miner when it comes to, you know, Cadena and I guess Script. Well, they're the kings. It didn't destroy the other miners, the L7. That's just what everyone most likely uses these days and stuff. But what else? CKB with the K7. But they have not been able to defeat Jazz Miner when it comes to Ethash or ETC hash. And now Bitcoin. That I gotta find that. Is that thing for real? But as you said, more people, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty insane. That's insane hash rate. Like 120 volt, 1150 watts for 130 terahash. That's crazy. ETC hash Jazz Miner is best. Yeah, and if you guys remember the E9 Pro came out. When did Bitmain first release the E9 Pro? Like, when was their first drop? And it was really cheap. It was like what, $1,900, maybe 12 something. I can't remember. They recently just dropped a new batch today. And remember, we're in a green market, kind of what I was mentioning earlier. Look at the price. $3,499, $3,500 now for the E9 Pro. And this miner isn't even that good. Like, yeah, it's their newest miner for Ethash and ETC hash. It's 7 gigabytes of memory. What are the specs here? 3.6 gigahash at 2200 watts. But this thing is the X16. The X16, guys, look at the X16. This is $3,000 versus now $3,500. So it's $500 cheaper for the Jazz Miner X16. On top of that, look at the X16. 1.8 gigahash for 630 watts with 8 gigabytes of memory. That's over twice the efficiency of the E9 Pro. That is crazy. And this thing is quiet. It's based on the Q series. It does have Wi-Fi as well in this model. If you are not familiar with that, this one also has Wi-Fi. If you know, you can put it anywhere in your house at that point, and it makes no noise. It's based off the Q series, which is pretty much dead silent. And it doesn't drop for another couple months here. Looks like June 30th is when it's happening, just like everything else. Looks like July for that crypto conference. People are kind of holding their things in the background. So maybe Bitmain has something up their sleeve for that conference coming up. I don't know. But this is just making the X16 look that much better with that price increase across the E9 Pro. But yeah, the X16 is an absolute dominant force. I don't know. Bitmain, like I said, they've been destroying Gold Shell. They've been destroying everyone else. But for Jazz Miner seems to be ahead of the game versus Bitmain, which is interesting. Very interesting. Did you see the new Apollo product that looks like a GPU? I think it is for a zero knowledgeable proof thing. Now, I'm trying to get information on it. Now, I do have a contact at, obviously, Apollo Marketing. I've been talking to them through Telegram. They said they don't know the full specs or anything what it is yet. Now, other people are saying they do know what it is. Now, some sources are telling me that it is a 2U Ethash server, kind of like, you know, the Jazz Miner X4 1U, but it's a 2U version, a little bit bigger. Noise and stuff, I have no idea. We also know they have a Leo miner on the way. They're also working on liquid cooling solutions for things. Like Apollo has about 5 or 6 miners that are going to hit the market soon. I feel that's another thing for this crypto conference in July, where we're going to see possibly new script miners. We're going to see a whole bunch of new things happen because this conference is a big deal and these companies are kind of keeping secrets locked up until they can reveal these things. Same with the Ledger Stacks. It got delayed from, it was supposed to be out, it was this month, and it's being delayed till June or July. And I think it has something to do with this crypto conference. So, you know, a lot of companies like to keep things wrapped up. But Apollo has a bunch of products coming. Like I said, a Leo, they have that. They're working on liquid cooling. That one looks like a GPU. It's very interesting. I still don't know what it exactly is. I'm trying to find out. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But it has two 8-pin connectors, which is interesting. So unlike the traditional 6-pin connectors that we're used to seeing on, even on the mini Doge, the KD boxes, all this stuff, this is double 8-pin. So we'll see what happens there. Gordon Murphy, Locatech. Yeah, that's a big thing too. That's a big thing I'm really watching for. Is this thing? Is the Locatech going to emerge? What do you guys think? Is it going to happen? Do you think we're going to see the silicon of the Locatech chip be revealed around June or July for this conference? Will it happen? Do you guys think we'll see it? FPGA, that's another great guess. That's one thing I'm thinking too. Maybe the new Apollo is some type of FPGA they're releasing. There's more income, more talks about FPGA people and people wanting to get FPGA miners. Which brings me to another thing, the E300. As I mentioned, I do have a link if you guys are trying to pick them up, but it does sound like there's only going to be 80 of them. They told me their supply is in, they're getting in on their cards and stuff. I asked them, what is the stock level going to be? So it's not going to blow away the Caspa hash rate. There's only 80 of them. So 14 gigahash times 80. What is that for a hash rate? Once they all sell and go online. So 80 times 14 gigahash. So that's only 1.1 terahash worth of hash rate. So it's not huge, but it's, 1.1 terahash of people that can mine up to mine Caspa profitably at probably 20-cent power. So it opens up the gates for more people. But regardless, it's only 80. There will be more stock coming in the following month as well. I still don't know how many they're going to have for that level yet. I'll try to find out that. But I do know that this first shipment, which is going to be shipping in April, they're on sale right now, is only going to be about 80 units of the E300. So we'll see what happens there. I'm supposed to be testing an E300. They said they might send one out to me. I'm waiting. We'll see what happens. So I might get because last time I remoted into it, we got to play around with it, but I might actually get some hands-on time with the E300. So I'm hoping that goes through, but again, I still got to wait and see. So, I'm kind of pumped for that, but I'm still waiting to see if I actually going to get some hands-on time with it or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the E300 looks like a beast. What is that? Leno Chod 79. What's Leno Chod 79? What are you talking about, Fudweiser? It's a pirate. Gordon, people that owned FPGAs during the Bullrun made out like bandits. Yeah. Panda, he has a few. Is he still here? Yeah, he's here. If Locatech actually comes out with a full-fledged PCI Express hash blade by the end of this year, I will delete my YouTube channel. Oh, that's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. That's funny. I'm up in the air on it. Obviously, this thing would be awesome. It'd be amazing. And it'd be great. But at the same time, it's going to hurt the network. If this thing becomes real, how many people are going to buy this thing? Everyone will just jump on it as fast as they can. And the network hash rate is going to increase, which means L7 profitability. If you just bought an L7, it's not looking too hot. If you just got a mini Doge, probably not looking hot. It's going to increase hash rates, which means the profitability is going to be a lot lower until we see some bull run type of things start to emerge. So that's a downside to any new type of either FPGA, bitstream releasing for FPGAs or increase in hash rates on miner devs or anything increasing the hash rate does have a long-term effect of affecting everyone's profitability is dropping down because of it. So we got to keep these things in mind as well. But, at the same time, just think about it. Imagine, I guess, 6 of these hash blades hashing away, same hash power as, say, an L7 at 9.5 gigahash, but doing at 600 watts. That's pretty insane. Now, will it happen? I don't know. I'm way up in the air. But again, they said April. It was already supposed to be released. Remember, the original game plan for the Locatech was April. They were supposed to release the chip on a USB stick to showcase to everyone that this is the efficiency of the chip. This is what we got. It's working. And here you guys can publicly see how this chip works. And then from there, about 4 or 5 months later, it's supposed to be released on the hash blade itself with a whole bunch of chips onto that, that board for your standard, I guess, mining rigs. Your normal motherboards will run this thing as a script miner, which would be insane. But looks like that is now delayed till June or July. So we have to wait to see. Is it going to be delayed again? Is we actually going to see this thing? And will it actually emerge? So like Red Panda said, if it actually happens, he's going to delete his channel. So let someone screenshot that. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's crazy, crazy. Anyway, but yeah, you know, I'm pumped for it, but will it happen? That's a big 50-50 right now. I don't know. I really don't know. How do you buy a FK33? I don't know. real living investing, I don't know. You know, Panda has some. Is he selling them? Probably not. But you know, there was a guy, what was it, a Discord, an escrow Discord or something. He was selling some. He said he'd sell me one, and then he just disappeared on me. He had 500 FK33s with the Team RedMiner Caspa mod on them for, was it 2.8 gigahash or something at, like, I don't even know what it was. I can't even remember. It's something crazy high, really good. But he said, yeah, I'll sell you one. Some guy already ordered someone wants to buy all 500 of them, but he'd sell me one for the channel. So I said, okay, awesome. And then I never heard from him since. I've been messaging him. So I don't know if he never did have them, or he changed his mind, or he just sold them all. I don't know. So it doesn't look like I'm getting my hands on one. But so yeah, it's very hard to find any of these. Crypto Mikkel has some, I'm pretty sure. Crypto Mikkel, real answer is you don't. Okay, there you go. There's the answer. You don't. It's like impossible to find any of these. You got to be extremely lucky or pay really high prices. I believe, what is it? You can get the C1100 for like $2,500. Is that what it is? Let's just look. C1100 FPGA. Where is that? If it's even in stock. Let's just adjust my screen here. FPGA right here, C1100, buy from AMD, add to cart, $2,300. I don't even, oh, that's for two of them. Try one. Update. Oh, yeah, $2,371. It shows right here. You guys can't see. Let me see. Try to adjust it to the price level. Can you see it there? There you go. So here you can see it saying 2,370. I don't know. Is this USD prices, or are they converting to Canadian for me already? But this is what it's telling me the prices for one of these. Checkout. Is it available though? Let's go to checkout. See what it tells me. Oh, I got to sign in and stuff. Anyway, you can pick up one of those. It's a little out of my price range, so I'm not. But, you know, if you're rich, that might be a possibility. You could try that. Buy FPGA when there's no profitable dollar bit streams. Weak hands, dump them. Yeah, screw that price. AMD fixed the price bug. Yeah, because, well, yeah, I remember someone was talking about that price bug where you went into it and then it like dropped the price. So I don't know if it was way higher than that and now it's showing this, or this is what it showed and it used to show a lot lower when you went to check. I don't know. I heard about the bug. I can't remember what it was. Crypto Mikkel sounds like he knows all about it. So maybe you could fill us in the live chat what was happening there. But yeah, Crypto Mikkel, you have some FPGAs, don't you? You have a few. You're an FPGA guy. Which ones do you have and how are you liking them so far? Anyone know if Bitmain SC3 is for real? I saw RPM listed in his sheet, but cannot find any info on it. People bought for 1,600 after some rando discount. So that bug was like legit and it like dropped the price that of what it should have been when it shouldn't have been. That would be sweet. Now that was a good deal for some of those people that got that. Yeah, you love them. You've had them for years. Nice. That's awesome. I've never had one. I've always wanted one to just play around with. Obviously, you have to be a little more technical. It's not like plugging in a GPU, but you know, I think it would be fun, something fun just to, you know, play with. Just say, yeah, you know, I have one. This is how it does. Yada yada. Would you build a farm? Probably it's next to impossible to do so because, you know, availability. Very hard to find these things. There are TH53 FPGAs. Some suppliers is selling for 950, but I don't know if they're legit. That's the other thing. If someone says they have them in lots of stock, do they actually? It's a really tough game out there, guys. You really got to be careful. I only have the BCU 1525 currently, but I have a hosting client that has a few E300s. Nice. Hosting client that has a few E300s. I bet you he's loving those. When I remote access into one, they showed me the overclocking stuff. It's using Team RedMiner software in it, and like Caspa had network difficulty was a lot lower. That thing mined like what was it, like it was almost like 1,000 Caspa per gigahash because it got like 14,000 Caspa in a 24-hour time span. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's amazing. But I think with the current difficulty now, that number is greatly down to only like possibly around 600 Caspa per 24 hours. But, you know, it's still only doing it at like, I'm thinking it's 400 watts. It's saying 280 or something on their website, But when I was talking to them through emails, because I was like, hey, how much power does this thing actually use? And then they said, oh, it's only like 200 some watts, 200 some watts. And then like 2 days later, they emailed me back, said, oh, sorry, we thought we had 2 plugged in. We actually only had the 1 plugged in. So it's more like 400 watts. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. What is the number? So again, if I can get my hands on this thing to actually test, I'll get, how much this thing actually pulls from the wall and stuff, but we'll see. He's tuning the E300 right now. Awesome. E300 is way overpriced. It is high, obviously. We got to think third-party manufacturers. Now, I don't know how much the actual FPGAs. Let's take a look at this thing for a second. E300 Osprey. Like, I don't know how much the FPGAs are even worth that are in this thing. So let's have a look at it. So this has 3 of these guys. So how much are these things? VU 35Ps. It's like, I don't know what these things are even worth to buy by themselves. Again, there's no availability. Upscale, like, does it have the VU30P here? No price. Yeah, I have no idea. So maybe Crypto Macau, do you know what are these things going for in the market? So if you were to buy 3 of these, how much would it cost? Because that's pretty much what's in this thing is 3 of these VU35P FPGAs with 872K LUTs. So I don't even know what that means, but there's 3 of these things in them. So how much would it cost to build your own per se? Getting 15 gigahash for around 420-ish watts right now. Still trying to tune it. Nice. So calculated it to 2,700. So it'd be about 2,700 to purchase these ones specifically. So obviously, that's about 50% less. So that makes sense. Third-party prices, they're charging you a little more, obviously. I guess almost double the more. They do have, like, what is this? An L3 frame, control board, stuff like that. That's how third parties work. Availability is currently there. So it comes down to, what if Caspa hits $1? We got to remember every year is a halving on Caspa. Eventually, it's not going to be worth it to mine on a GPU at all, especially when the block rewards start dropping very, very low. After it's all said and done, it would be more than they offer to be. It would be more after all said and done. Okay, so that's interesting. So Crypto Macau thinks, it's probably a decent deal. It could end up being more all said and done at the end of the day if you were to build it yourself. So interesting. Remember, because they also get a lot more, like, I don't know the prices on FPGAs. I've never dealt with them. Crypto Macau's the expert there, but he's saying it's more, so it could be. Remember, these got companies that they're ordering so many, they're also getting discounts on top of that, which reduces their fees of building these things on top as well. So yeah, who knows? Even if the price goes up, the service is mainly for users who had them already. They do a lot of work to make them, removing chips and reball assembly, tests, and ship. Yeah, there's a process in there. So, it all comes down, build your own, not build your own. Can you even find a supply of things? 90% probably not. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Again, there's 80 of them this round. Next round, I don't know. I'll find out what next month's round of sales will be. And that'll just give you an idea at least of, maybe a potential increase in hash rate, what could be coming online in the future. Do we have any question? Did you see Bitmain's tweet about the new BTC Antminer? They tweeted yesterday asking people to guess the price and efficiency. Yes, I think I did. I'm on the thing. Was that this one? Nope. I saw some guessing something. Was it an Antminer? The Bitcoin sold out 27 HS3. Oh, here's the HS3 right here. Someone was asking about. Sold out in only 27 seconds, so they probably only had about 3 miners to sell. I'm just kidding, but it's been a going thing. You've seen ever since, I guess, the past 4 releases, 4 months, I guess, in total. Everything's been selling out in like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Do they actually have miners to sell? Have they mostly been pre-sold before they even sold? Probably. We'll see. They're pulling an NVIDIA here saying their demand is so high, but their supply is so low type of thing. But who knows? So this is the HNS miner. It looks like 9 terahash at 2,079 watts. It's not too bad. 9 terahash. I don't have my spreadsheet set up for HNS, so I can't really check this out. I don't know. Is it on ASIC miner value? Let's have a look. ASIC miner value, or mine the ASIC, or any of these sites. Is it on these? HS3. HS3. Nope. Oh, right here, 9 terahash handshake, $9.12. So let's just look at handshake in general. Ham shake, not, we need hand, not ham. What am I doing? So obviously, okay, so this is another dominant. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is another slap in the face to Gold Shell by the looks of things. So we can see 9 terahash, 2079 watts. Gold Shell's next best miner is 4.3 terahash with more power. So we're getting twice the hash rate at 1200 watts less. So yeah, that's another smash in the face to Gold Shell yet again. Oh my gosh, Gold Shell, what are you guys gonna do? And you know, I've heard some rumors. Gold Shell, they don't really stand a chance. I don't know how it's all working out, but we talked about it previously. Bitmain is rich. They're large. They get first choice. They have the ability to, obviously they have the huge farms to test all these ASIC chips and miners and everything out in the first place. They have the resources, but they also get like first dibs. They're buying all the best memory. They're buying all the best silicon and don't leave anything really for the competition. So Gold Shell is getting stuck picking up scraps out of the garbage bin to build their miners. It's kind of what I'm feeling is going on here. So Bitmain is just smothering the market, buying up all the good crap, making the best miners and saying, here, you guys can have the scraps, do what you want with it, type of thing. So, you know, I don't know if that's how it's actually working or not. That's what it sounds like it's kind of going on. Maybe Serpent X, does that kind of sound like what's going on? Or anyone else know? Is that could be the reason why Gold Shell is lacking far behind? But eventually, Gold Shell is going to have to do something because their miners are just dropping in profitability. If there's no profits, no one's going to buy them. And if no one buys them, they're going to go bankrupt. So yeah, bad stuff. It's not looking good for Gold Shell. Gold Shell is like 5 generations behind in chip nanometer size. Yeah, like, oh, they're way behind. Now, I was part of the, what was it? The LTC Dogecoin something chat. Was it last month that Bitmain actually had? They had a Twitter space going on. And the big question that a lot of people was asking Bitmain, and Bitmain says, well, they pretty much said, we're behind closed doors. We don't really tell anybody anything that's going on until we're ready to release. Is pretty much what they said. But the big question was, Bitmain, are you going to release home miners? Now imagine Bitmain releasing a small home miner, like, you know, an LC home or something, or an L7 home. You know, imagine the same efficiencies in a small package home miner. That would be insane. Now, will they do that? I highly doubt it because they are geared towards the large ASICs, the big farms, just getting out massive supply and everything like that. Now, if they moved into the kind of home miner section to open up that type of the market, that would be huge. That would definitely probably be the final killing blow to Gold Shell, but I don't think they would actually do that. But again, you never know. Tech companies are tech companies. If anything, maybe they'll just end up buying out Gold Shell. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? It'll be interesting though. They don't have access to faster and newer tech. You can't get the same efficiency, but close. You have any guesses about the new BTC Antminer? I have no guesses. I don't really follow the Bitcoin ASICs too much. Obviously, it's going to be something. It's either going to be the same hash rate as some of their good models with less power, or it's going to be it's going to be something, you know, more efficient. It has to be something that's just better overall. So who knows? It'll be interesting. I'm curious about what Fully Electric was talking about. Where is this Jazz Miner BTC miner? Like, I want to Google that right now. Jazz Miner BTC miner. Like, what is this thing? Where is it? How do I find it? Jazz Miner X4Q, like Newegg. No. It's on the Jazz Miner site. Go to Jazz Miner. Like, what is this thing? I want to know. XK, X4Q, this. No, see, it's all the ETH hash stuff. What was that? What was that? Go back. What is this thing? No, that's the X4 and X16. That's that. That's that. X16, X4, 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 X4. 3UZ, no. Where do we find it? I have no idea. I don't know what it's called or anything. I don't know. I'll do some digging to find that. I have no idea what's going on with that, but that's very interesting. I think it is just whispers. All right, SerpentX figures it's whispers. Yeah, that's probably true though. It could be whispers. I have no idea, but probably 3 nanometer chips. So Pirate, I am from India too, and my industrial rate is 0.1 USD till 6 p.m. and the rates till 6 a.m. morning. That's called trade times, and my crazy. You know how ASIC companies are. They build it, mine on a few, and then offer it to the public. Yeah, getting some scraps. They ROI them, and then they sell them. Oh, craziness. Now, I don't know how all industrial and residential and commercial prices work. I'm trying to do a lot of digging for my own power price. And everywhere I look, like I call Fortis and all these people, and the residential has the lowest prices over in Alberta here. I'm like, obviously, you know, you go other places, say we got industrial rate, it's only 1 cent, yada, yada, stuff like that. But here in Alberta, it looks like the third party fees and stuff, the residential services are cheaper than industrial and commercial. I'm still trying to figure this out because I've talked to multiple people. Now, in my power price, I pay Canadian 15.5 cents. So 15.5 cents. And then when it works out the USD, I pay 11-cent power. Now, I'm actually locked in at 6.5 cents. So from the power company, I'm a 5-year lockup. I just got it like, you know, halfway 6 months ago or something. So I got 5 years locked in at 6.5 cents. Now, the third party fees is where they nail you. And that's where we cannot drop those prices. And that's where the residential fees are cheaper than commercial industrial. So there you have your distribution charges where they charge you like 1 or 2 cents, or I can't even remember, per kilowatt hour used as well. And then you have your distribution. I just went through that. There's 3 charges. I can't remember what they are. There's transmission charge, which is an X amount per kilowatt hour. And then there's like a standard charge no matter what. And for the 2 per kilowatt hour ones, residential is the cheapest one, because I'm like, what's a farm rate? What's a commercial rate? What's an industrial rate? What's all the rates? They're giving it to me. I can swap over to, you know, like a commercial or something and get a cheaper power price to like 4 cents or something. But the third party distribution and all that ends up being higher. And my whole power bill, like I'm paying over double my power price from the third party fees, which jumps it up to that 15-cent range, and, you know, altogether down to 11 cents. So it's the third party fees that are really killing the power, at least here in Alberta. And it sucks. And I cannot drop it no matter what I do. And I'm like, I was talking to the guy, it was like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, hey, how do I get a cheaper fee? I need a cheaper. You guys are like totally ripping everyone off. You know, I see on the news all the time, they say, lock in your power price. I do all that, but no one talks about you guys. You guys are the real thieves here, trying to charge all these third party fees and stuff. And then eventually I just wound up finally saying, you know, he's saying you have to use less power. The only way to get cheaper rate is to use less power, because then we'll charge you less and all this stuff. I was like, I can't do that. That's not happening. I said, it sounds like the only way I'm going to get cheaper power is if I leave Alberta, is what I told him. And then I hung up. But that's how I negotiated with him. I didn't get any cheaper power, obviously, but that's just the way it sounds like. I could drop my power price by going to an industrial or a farm or something type of rate, but my fees that are actually the expensive part of the whole power bill will go up. So residential, at least in my case where I am, is the cheapest way to get power, which is weird. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, my local electric co-op in via residential is cheaper than their commercial until you use over 20. Yeah, we don't have the step ups or anything. It's just, you know, use as much power as you want, and this is what you're getting charged. Like, there's no, if you use this much, you can get it down to this, or if you use this much, you get charged this, or like nothing changes with my power. It's the same 24/7. Doesn't matter if it's winter or summer. The rates are always the same. It's just how much power you use. Yeah, my area residential and commercial power is the same price, no discount for any amount of usage. Bummer. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Solar can only help so much. Yeah, solar is only a thing too. You need a lot of room. Personally, myself, I don't know if it's really worth going to solar because, well, again, I need a lot of room. I can get excess power and get paid for that, but again, it comes down to room. You need a lot of freaking room to run all this solar stuff. Now, only at like say 11 cent USD, like the time frame is 25. If I wanted to go to like a 10 kilowatt system or something, the ROI on that alone isn't really over, paying my actual power bill to paying a solar bill. The ROI is over like the lifespan of the solar panel. So it doesn't even really make sense for me to really go solar if you really want to account the ROI factor into the solar. Now, obviously, if you're in Europe or something where you're paying 35, 40 cents, it's going to make a way bigger of a difference in order to do so. But I'm still looking into the whole solar thing, maybe an off-grid thing. Off-grid is cheaper than on-grid, but at the same time, like I said, if you get a whole bunch of extra, you get to sell back in Alberta here the same amount of power that you're giving in. So if I raise my rates, say I want 20 cents kilowatt hour power, and obviously I'm paying that I got all that excess going into that, the power company will pay me 20 cents per kilowatt hour back to me. So there's that way to do it. Instead of maybe a crypto farm, I'll make a solar farm and just sell power to the grid. Might make even more money. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it's crazy. It's very expensive to actually get solar. You could build your own, but then when it comes to insurance purposes and things like that, if you get a fire or something happens, you're not really covered unless you get everything totally inspected. And then if something's wrong, then you got to pay an electrician anyway. So you should have just gone to do it off the start. But yeah, crazy. Whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. So, if you're going to do solar, my honest opinion, just do it right from the start. Get the company to do it. Get all the T's and I's crossed. So if something ever does happen, you're at least covered. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Try calling NMAX and see what their fixed rates are. I could. There's some website that has like power coverage. What is it? I wonder if I can just do a Alberta power. See, it's not my power rate though. Alberta electrical rates make sense for home. Like, it's not my power rate. It's like my power rate is cheap. Like I said, it's 6.5 cents. It's the third party fees, and only Fortis Alberta covers everywhere here. You can't change who you use for the third party fees. It's only the one people. So like I said, like any centralized thing, which is why crypto is here with the fiat system. Anything centralized, they can do whatever the heck they want, and that's just the way it is. You can't fight them. You can't say anything against them. That's the way it is because they run it, and that's what's going on with this. They run it, so you can't fight them. You can't do anything. You either pay what they ask or you don't get power. That's the bottom line when it comes to centralized platforms. But anyway, fixed rate electricity. Let's just see. There's Fortis Alberta right there. Alberta electrical rates. Let's see what you guys are telling us. I don't want that. Use electric rates to see how much capacity impacting your energy costs. No, there's like a compare where you can see all of them. Paying too much for energy affordability. Let's see. Alberta power rates. Compare. I don't know. I don't remember what that website is now. Paying too much, energy cost consumption, cost comparison tool. Is this it? Get started. Residential. Yeah, let's see what you got. Residential. Oh, I don't have any of that. Darn it. Okay. I don't know. There's something out there. It tells you all the different companies, what they're charging. They can call them, and then you usually can get a little bigger discount. But yeah, we don't have that issue in Saskatchewan. Oh, 306. You're in Saskatchewan? I knew that, but I must have forgot somewhere. But that's awesome. It's expensive out there, though. Isn't Saskatchewan even worse than here? I think. ROI is like 6 to 10 years. Plus, Alberta has very good solar potential. Yeah, especially southern Alberta. There's great for solar and wind power if you can get that up and running. Like I said, that's where Hut 8's. They have a big farm. Hut 8 is in southern Alberta here, about 4 hours from me. And well, they bought Medicine Hat's power plant, I guess. Medicine Hat, the city, had 2 power plants, and I guess they didn't need the full capacity of the second one, so they just bought the second one. So Hut 8 owns the freaking power plant for Medicine Hat, and that's what they're running their Bitcoin farm with. But that's insane. Maybe I can go plug into them. I wonder if they'll let me. Can I just put up a shack out here and my mining shed and plug into Hut 8? That'd be sweet. Where do you see yourself in mining? Jake Boone, what do you mean by see myself in mining? Eventually, a big industrial lot. 50% solar. Actually, no, we talked about this. Remember? Is Panda still here? We're gonna build. Okay, this is way far-fetched, but it would be awesome. So we're going to buy a private crypto island, and it's going to be 50% is going to be loaded up with solar panels. It's going to have the fastest internet you can possibly find. And then the other half is going to be a massive warehouse full of mining farms. And me and Panda and everyone, we're going to get together. We're going to build this thing. And it's just going to be like a world crypto mining facility. That's where we see ourselves. Think big. What's your all-in combined electrical rate per kilowatt hours? All-in combined? Like, well, it's about 15.5 cents is what it works out to. Canadian. Right now, depending if I what did I use? Like, I think I used a little over 6,000 kilowatt hours last month, and it worked out to be about 15.5 cents. Now, I want to try a test. I might turn off, like, you know, we have the KD box miners. I might turn off all my little box miners, only run my CPUs and the Apollos and the Jazz miners. That might drop me down to like 3,000 watts, I think. So that'll almost drop half my power out. So I'm thinking I might try that for a month and then see how much my power bill actually drops, because like they said, you use less power, then they charge less per kilowatt hour. And if it actually is a big jump, you know, mining Cadena on the KD box 2 for, you know, 2 cent profit, 1 cent profit, or break even might not even obviously be worth it. I don't feel 2 cents is actually profit in my books because of this. So I might knock everything offline and only run those things that are strictly decently profitable, and then see how much my power bill actually drops. Because I am pulling all these funds out of my CPU farm and stuff to cover my Cadena miners, my Dogecoin miners, and the miners that just can't cut it. And so I might just, you know, shut them off completely, say, you're not doing your job, you're out of here. And then see how my power bill looks at that point. At that time, then instead of using that excess power, if I could just buy the coin and in theory end up with more Cadena or something, or I'll just buy more CPU rigs, use the profits that I want to expand my farm even more, and then I'll just be getting more profits. But, you know, I'm still up in the air on what I really want to do, because, you know, Cadena, if it hits $23 again, obviously that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. You know, what if they don't hit their all-time high? Then that would suck. But it's a gamble. We don't know what's going to happen. But I think I'm going to try that experiment and just cut the slack out of those things, get rid of them, and see what it looks like after, you know, about a month and a half. Get a full 1 month power bill without those things online and see what that power bill actually looks like. In Ontario, we pay 9.1 cents per kilowatt hour. That's complete total? Yeah, like I said, when I work out my bill, like I said, I'm locked in at 6.5 cent power. And then I got all the third-party fees on top of that. When I get my bill and I look at my kilowatt hours and I get the price and I do the conversions, it ends up at like 15.5, over double of what I'm actually locked into. So it's the third-party fees that are the dominant force in the power bill. It's not my power price. It's the third parties that you can't adjust for. You can't change. You can't do anything with them, because they're one company that controls everything. So centralized, bad, sucks. 15.5. No, it's not bad at all. Like I said, like the USD conversion is 11 cents. That's a lot better than a lot of people out there mining. Obviously, there's a lot of people that have way cheaper power than that. So 11 cent power in the end, USD, that's the conversion. You know, it's pretty good power. You know, it is. But obviously, we always want to try to get less. I think if your area or site is windy, install medium-sized wind turbines or roof or ground. They produce power even at night, but you can have a decent wind day and night before they're solar, I think. Yeah, no, for sure. It's not really that windy here that often. So it is a solar. There's also somewhere in Alberta here, there's some company that actually has nighttime solar. I don't know if you guys heard about that. It's recent, about a year ago, I think they started coming out, but there are solar panels that can produce some power even at nighttime. So, you know, the technology is evolving. I feel in 5 to 6 years, we're going to see a lot more. Like, remember, a lot of the solar panels people are using now or started getting within the last 5 to 10 years. They're like, what, 480 watts? I believe Canadian Solar here now, their panels are around 780 watts each. So pretty soon we're going to be at 1 kilowatt panels, which is sweet. Plus we're getting this nighttime thing. There's also some that actually suck the moisture out of the air and produce water. I don't know if I'd want to drink that though or not, but you know, the evolution and the process of solar is evolving. So I really feel, you know, I'm still on the fence. That's why maybe in 2 or 3 years, because we might end up moving to BC and something also as well anyway. So there's no point in investing all this infrastructure right now into this place if we're just going to move. And then in a few years, we might see those 1 kilowatt panels and stuff. And then that means you need less panels for the power. And then that means if you can fit so many more panels, you can get that much more power. So, you know, I'm just going to wait and see how this all evolves and how it goes. Moonlight powered. Yeah, kind of. I think that's kind of how it works. I don't remember what they're called or nothing, but there are solar panels that do produce some power even at nighttime, but they're probably expensive. I'll wait for rain panels. Then you can go, yeah, move to the rainforest and just wait for the rain to drip on them. It rains a lot. Yeah, well, there you go. Never know. Hydro, you can make your own little hydro thing. I could find a rat running on a wheel real fast. That might work. Fog panels here in Nova Scotia. Yeah, snow panels. You get a lot of snow out there in the winter. Oh, crazy. One of the wind turbines at our wind farm that was built here in Ontario costs over $50,000 to make one, and it will break and need replacing before it ever ROIs. That's government, though. They just print money. We know about this. So I don't think their ROI matters to them. But yeah, you know, that's a great point. You know, building a wind turbine that won't even ROI, and it's expensive. Private hydro is amazing. Well, yeah, that's what they got in BC, though. It's hydro. On Quebec, is it? Or it's Ontario hydro as well? I know Quebec is for sure. They got some nice cheap power. BC, they're hydro, but they're cracking down on the mining farms. But at the same time, you can work out deals with them as well. Private hydro is free. Yeah, if you have a nice creek by yourself, you know, and if you know you're an engineer or something, you could definitely make your own. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Like your own lake and dam. Yeah, if you could do that, that would be awesome. For sure. That would be the way to go. If you had like the know-how to build something like that, that would be amazing. 100%. I'd definitely do that if I knew how, and if I had a river or a waterfall or something beside me. Oh, crazy. What do we have? We have in Quebec is where you want to be in Canada. Is Quebec the lowest rates? I know they have some nice cheap rates. I just don't know what they are. It's like 5 cents or something, isn't it? 5 or 6. Bank loses money and then gets bailed out with printed money. Yeah, it's a never-ending process. All those guys work together. You know, it's the only people that win in everything, inflations and this and that, and you know, they say recessions and whatever. It's the banks and all their friends always win. Bottom line. You raise interest rates. Well, where's all the money go? To the banks. Money, governments print money. It goes to the people and then it goes to the banks. You're groomed from day one to be a consumer. Stop being a consumer. You know, if you care what people think, then, you know, then you're a full-fledged consumer. It's time for us to take control and not care what people think. Literally. We got to stop caring what other people think. And the whole social media thing, that's brainwashing everyone into needing to look a certain way or do a certain thing or be a certain way. No, be your own person. Who cares what people think? And stop living into the whole 100% consumer roles. But that's just my 2 cents. Be your own bank. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. That seems to be the going trend. Hashtag be your own bank. And it's legit. I 100% agree with that. You can make a lot of hydros instead of hydro, not a lot of money off hydros instead of hydro, not financial advice. Yeah, nothing's ever financial advice, guys. Never, ever. Just remember that. Make your own decisions. Do your own research. Build a McPanda dam, hydropower, a McPanda dam. Still planning to buy 5,000 square meters and use half of it for solar panels. So yeah, if you can afford it, that'd be awesome. You know, that would be a good way. I've been trying to do the math and stuff and figure things out. Like, I don't really have the room to go full-fledged solar. It would be sweet. I just kind of compare, like, you know, how much would it cost? Like, what's my power bill? X amount of money. Now, how many solar panels could I get? If I had a monthly bill of whatever, say whatever my power bill is, how much power could I get for the same power bill in solar panels on top of potentially selling back to the grid? So that's kind of the up in the air I'm trying to decide on. Also, there is a lot of government incentives we do got to take note. Now, the federal government, at least here in Canada, they do have, I think it's like they have a 0% interest-free loan up to I can't even remember, $10,000 or $15,000 for people that are really establishing to go to green energy. And then the Alberta government here where I live used to have another one on top of that one that's stacked. But then when the UCP got in, they wiped it. It's no longer there. So, you know, the new elections are coming up, and who knows if NDP or someone gets back in, because that's who started it last time. Maybe they will incentivize it again and become that. So I'm going to wait and see what happens after the next elections. And then, you know, might be able to double stack some incentives, and that would make the solar costs even a little bit more cheaper. It might look a lot better as well. So again, I got to wait and see what happens there. Mikhail and I can host your gear at our facility soon for 9 cents per kilowatt hour. We still have 0.5 megawatts soon. Oh, you guys got a big facility and everything going on? That's awesome. 9-cent power. That's sweet. That's really nice. Wow. Awesome. Good for you guys. You guys are doing on that. How's everyone finding all these facilities everywhere all of a sudden? That's crazy. That's awesome. Quebec has the cheapest electric in Canada, but it seems crypto is more frowned upon there, at least in the political realm. Oh, for sure. Of course, the political people are all over it because it undermines their whole set of values. It messes with how they're making all their money. Like, if you think about it, you know, it undermines all of their main assets. So, of course, it's frowned upon. But who knows? We'll see. We'll have to wait what happens. You know, obviously they can get into it. I feel it's going to be a lot more adapted once they figure out how they can control it. Then they'll be like, yeah, no problem. Jump on in. But yeah. Rabid for Prime Minister. Yeah, I don't think they'd let me take that role. I should try. Should I try it? No. How are you mining with your GPUs at the moment? My GPUs are shut off. That's how I'm mining with them. They are off. KO'd, gone. Well, they're not gone. They're still there. They're hooked up, ready to go, ready to hit the power button, but they're just not on. That's part of my using less power, making more profits type of operation. I don't feel 5 cents is profitable. I got burned a couple months in a row because, again, like I said, I use my crypto for my power bills. Like, that's how I use it. I use my crypto every day, all the time, for everything. Like, I'm not hodling for Lambos or something in 2025. I'm mining for sustainability and that. So, like, a couple times, you know, okay, crypto's pumping, I'm mining, whatever, it's looking good. But if you don't take any profits, your power bill comes down. Usually by the time the power bill comes, it's not profitable at that time. Therefore, you just sold at a loss, and, you know, you sold all your coins probably, or even more, and then some, because it dropped in price by the time your power bill, which is why now we're seeing some green. It might be a good time to take some profits if you do plan to use that for covering your power and stuff. But yeah, mine are shut off right now. And that's that. Sorry about that. That brought me to another topic. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about Dero recently. Dero. We got the Rabid pool up and running here. So the chain split and everything that happened with the CPUs. It sounds like there was nothing malicious happening on chain for the long chain side. So it split into like two. I think it sounded like ended up being 3 or 4. So the chain split. It sounded like they went with the long side. It wasn't a result of a hack or anything. So the pools are all still good. So if you were mining on a pool or anything, it is now safe to join the pool again. Currently, it looks like this is the Rabid pool. We're hanging around 3.4 mega hash. So we gained a little bit. Network's still pretty low. So the profitability is still looking pretty nice. But yeah, so join up to the pool if you want. You don't have to. It's always best way to mine Duro is actually mining to your own node. So learn how to set up some nodes, mine to it. That is actually the most profitable way and the way Duro is designed to mine. But the pools are here for people that just don't want to do that. But moving on, it does look like Captain is now back as well. So let's just scroll back up. I had it all lined up here. So here we can see Captain has arrived. He is back. He went AWOL for a few days, and then he didn't go AWOL. He took a break or something, but he probably logged into a huge mess. But let's just run through what he says here. So he just got back this morning and says fixes and improvements on the way for the recent network issues. Looks all good for now. Next release, we'll have some fixes for the recent issues. Also, most important thing that impressed me and many others is that the Duro community managed everything beautifully. Thank you for all the supporters and members, etc. You have managed all very good. Proud and glad to see that the Duro community has adequate knowledge and understanding of Duro to operate the network without any external dev support. So If you're unfamiliar, what happened with that, obviously Captain, the head dev there and creator of Duro, has been working on it for 5 years, disappeared right when, just before this happened. The day before was the last time we heard from him. Then no one knew what was going on. The chain split. There's hacks going around. No one knew what was really going on. So the Duro Foundation stepped in and did all the research, looked into everything, figured out which way to do the chains and get going from here. Now the exchange support is still down. They're getting everything, you know, aligned with that. But now Captain's back. He got his seed nodes resynced to the long chain and everything's in order. So I imagine the exchanges will probably be online very, very soon again. But yeah, Duro's back up and running again for some of you guys that are curious. There's a few parameters you're going to have to adjust if you're using the Ngram wallet. Let's jump into that for a quick minute. I do have that in my Duro thing here. Where we have it. Duro. Jump into here. Where's Duro? There we go. Go into Duro and my pinned comments here. So add priority. Oh, that's not the right one. Let's go to Duro pool. Maybe I have it in this pin. Yeah, so here's how to get your Ngram wallet working again on the long chain. So you're gonna have to open it up, scroll down, restore defaults in your settings there, and then you got to simply add this node into your wallet to tell it to run on the long chain, and you'll begin to start to see all your payouts and everything if you continued mining and everything. Wallets are up and running. You just got to point them to the proper chain at this point. So yeah, just wanted to bring that up for some of you guys that were curious. The questions were running around all the time. Can you set up a Furo node on a Raspberry Pi? Probably. You can pretty much run anything. I just don't know what the specs that a Furo node really needs. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what their specs are. I want to start setting up some more nodes. I want to try to set up a Caspa node. I want to try to set up a Ethereum Classic node and stuff as well. And you know, with everything going on with the pools, it's absolutely crazy. It's almost like we got to revert back to old school mining days where we run our own nodes. Like there would never used to be pools around. It was all nodes, and you run a node, you mine to it. You hit solo blocks, you're solo mining, whatever. You know, that helps decentralization. Another copy of the blockchain. It helps against attacks, all sorts of things. It's another way to secure these networks. So, you know, I'm trying to learn how to make all these other nodes, and I love, you know, solo mining to it and stuff like that. So that's another thing I'm kind of moving more towards as well, myself personally. Is Ironfish better than Duro? I don't know. They're two different things. They're both privacy based, I guess, but Ironfish is GPU based and Duro is CPU based. I feel Duro is probably better, but I don't know. Like Ironfish, it's getting a lot of momentum. We don't know what the price is. We don't know what the exchange is going to be. The big thing I don't like about it is the huge airdrop that's coming for all the testnet. Now I get, you know, people are early testnet, use their power, you know, sure, they should be rewarded some things, but the amount is insane. It's like 40 some million coins. And that's more coins than the first 2 or 3, 4 years of emissions through mining all put together. So it's a pretty big airdrop going to a select few. I don't even know how many people participated. And then with the whole KYC thing happening for the US residents because of regulations and so on, I don't know. But it's a big pre-mine almost if you're on the test net. But who knows? We'll see what happens because a lot of big pools and everything are trying to get involved with it. It seems like large names are giving it momentum. So we'll just have to wait and see how it does. You know, any new coin, I treat it all the same. You know, let the coin prove itself to us. If it becomes profitable, awesome. Let's mine it, sell it, dump it, whatever. But we have to let these coins prove to us that they're worth mining, that they're worth what they're actually trying to do. Because, you know, everyone on the white paper these days, they're all doing the same thing. We're going to add parallel assets or not PAs, but, you know, we're going to add smart contracts. We're going to add this. Everyone's doing the same thing. It's pretty much parallel or not parallel assets, but like smart contracts and everything is almost like the new normal. It's the default. Ever since, you know, it became such a big thing on Ethereum, everyone says, now we can do that. Our blockchain's going to explode. No, that's like the new normal now. Think of early internet. We had internet. You have to go to Yahoo, Alta Vista, all these different browsers to search different parts of the internet. And then Google came around and put it all into one and became the next best thing and still is in theory of browser searching, right? That's what that is. Ethereum was early internet where they were getting these things built on them all over. So it doesn't mean, so something could come around and take over like Google did. But now it's just becoming the new normal. And mainstream. So just because you're doing it doesn't mean it's going to take off or do anything. So we got to wait what blockchains are actually doing the next best things. Like Flux, for example, they are doing something a lot different than a lot of other coins and so on. So these are things we got to look at because why do I keep saying parallel assets? But asset creation and smart contracts is just the new normal now, ever since Ethereum got so big because of it. So we just have to wait for the next big thing and wait for the next things to come to us. I do feel privacy is going to be part of that movement, which does move Dero and XMR higher up that ladder. Now, I also think because based on what crypto is, we also got to look into adoption and ease of use. Now you start bridging all over the place and you start running bridges and all this, I feel that has a negative effect on something because a lot of people lose money. A lot of hacks happen within these bridges and so on. So you need a straight up blockchain that's fast, secure, easy to move coins, easy for new and avid users. You need something that someone, won't lose all their coins on and just send it away. And then that coin becomes eligible to buy and sell goods. That is the backbone of crypto, I truly feel. And that's why I say NFTs really don't belong with Bitcoin really, because it's the backbone. You can use Bitcoin all over the place now to purchase goods, to buy goods and sell goods all over the place now. It's getting more and more adoption that way. And that's where I feel more coins, if they really want to gain traction adoption, like Litecoin is known as the money mover as well, you can use it to buy and sell. And that's why I feel Dogecoin, of all coins, a meme coin like Dogecoin, I feel has a lot more traction than 90% of the other coins because it is accepted at a lot of places to buy and sell goods. The original backbone of crypto is what's going to take us forward, I feel. That's Bitcoin only for the backbone. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is the dead spinal cord, backbone, dead planted surface of it all. But that's just what I feel the value of crypto is. It's the ability to buy and sell stuff because that's what I do use crypto for. If everyone hodls, think about it. No one sells there. Everyone's, you see the bull runs come up. You see everything. All you hear is hodl, 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 hodl. Everybody's hodling like crazy. Now, what if all of a sudden, the price goes up and everyone decides, okay, well, now I'm going to sell. Everyone's been hodling for so long, they decide to sell. That price is going to do nothing except go to pretty much zero at that point. They're going to think the freaking coin got rug pulled at that point because all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my gosh, I'm selling now. Look how high it is. It's not going to last long at that if it's just a hodl community. That's why we do need buy and sells. We need liquidity. We need all these variances, and adding merchants and trades helps keep the value of a coin up, not just make it shoot up and shoot right back to the bottom again. I didn't get any solo KDA blocks for over a week, and then I got 2 blocks 7 hours apart. Nice, Lars. Nice. That's how come every altcoin fails. That's right. Good point there, Nemesis. Very good point. 1 million in 90 days. LFG. Hey, you know what? We all wish. I wish the bull runs would come very soon and stay, but that they don't. That sucks. Anyway, so wow, we've been here for a while. So do we have any last minute questions? Anybody have some questions? You guys want to talk about something else? Well, I don't think I really. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. I got one more thing up here still. I'm sure you guys all heard of Doge W. Now, Nemesis is here. I don't know if Serpent's still here, and I'm not sure if Crypto Mikkel is still here, but you guys might be able to feed some light onto this because I'm kind of confused by a few things here. Let's start with Doge W here. Now, take a look at this. So let's bring this to this one. So Doge W right here is claiming the technical community is discussing the algorithms now to maximize the use of GPU as much as possible. You can consider computing-based algorithms such as ZIL, which can achieve, ETF plus Doge W, double mine, of course, ETC plus Doge W, FW plus Doge W. They're pretty much trying to make Doge W now just like ZIL. That doesn't make any sense to me. When this whole situation and plan emerged, Doge W was supposed to be a fork of Dogecoin, and become merge mining with ETF, which is like how LTC and Doge is doing it right now. The merge mining, you're securing two blockchains at the exact same time, and because of it, you're getting paid from both blockchains. If they could figure this out for Ethash, I figured this would have been a huge thing, and other Ethash coins might be able to kind of merge mine together, like, you know, FW and whatever, all the other Ethash coins out there. You know, I can't even remember them off the top of my head, but there's lots of them. And so on, you know, and you could do this, and that'd be awesome, I feel. But now, look what they're moving into. So, not merge mining anymore. That was the big seller. I guess it can't be done on Ethash. He says similar to ETC plus ZIL. And I don't know why they say this. Then said, yeah, early reports were more like LTC slash Doge. This is what we need, is securing two networks at no extra power gain, not pulling off one or the other every X amount of time. We'll be sticking with ZIL if that's the case. Seems like every new update, it's getting farther away from what it is. And he says it is not farther away, but it's closer than what it is. The separation from Litecoin is the original intention, and then start pointing is to the fully utilized the graphics card mining machine. Now, they're still talking about pulling it away from Litecoin. Now, I went into their GitHub, and remember, this is supposed to be a Dogecoin fork. Right in their GitHub right here, it says forked from ETF, Ethereum Fair. This isn't even forked from frickin' Dogecoin in the first place. So Litecoin and Dogecoin is irrelevant to me at this whole entire point. I don't understand what's going on here. And Son of the Tech, every time I comment on something Doge W says, it's hilarious because he always says every single time, they don't know what the they're even talking about. He says that every time. I just laugh. It's funny because they don't. They're changing their story every single freaking time. And it's starting to make zero sense of what this coin is. Now, they are using the ledger from Dogecoin for the multiple addresses to airdrop and all this stuff. But they're not forked from Dogecoin. They're freaking forked from ETF. So I don't know what's going on with this coin at all anymore. It doesn't make sense to me. What is happening? Am I reading the GitHub wrong? It says fork from ETF, but they're saying how it's a Dogecoin fork and they're eliminating Litecoin to make it better for GPUs. And according to the fork, it has nothing to do with even forking from Dogecoin in the first place. What is going on? I'm going crazy. Am I wrong? Am I reading that wrong? They would have to fork from ETF and keep the ETF Genesis block in order to merge mine it. Okay, yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out though, like, this has nothing to do with Dogecoin, right? Am I correct? This is not Dogecoin at all, other than the ledger for the wallet addresses to airdrop to people. But this is an Ethash ETF fork. I don't know. It's bugging me. And ever since their last upgrade to the 2 GB thing, IPOLOs, as far as I'm aware, still don't work. So I have not been mining it ever since that. And I probably won't again, especially if it moves into, seriously, think about it. Are you going to mine Doge W or are you going to mine ZIL? If now it sounds, like I said, they're going to start to turn into like a ZIL thing. Which one are you going to mine? I probably would stick with ZIL, not Doge W. But again, you don't know, like dumber coins have pumped. So maybe it might be worth something. Value-wise, no. To stupid pumps, yes, you might make something off it. That's really where I'm up in the air at this point. But when it comes to straight up, if I had a choice, if it comes down to like ZIL mining, they say you can mine anything plus Doge W or you can mine anything plus ZIL. I'm going to say, see you later, Doge W. I'm going with ZIL. I am not doing that. This was totally not 180 from what the original concept of this coin was. Anyway. I have 0 ZIL. I will never own any ZIL. I will never own any Doge W. That's one way to put it. If he has a choice between Doge W or ZIL, it's going to be neither because he doesn't want any of them. There. Problem solved. Only obvious answer is ETF was a fork of Doge in the first place. We all thought it was a fork from... That's very... Actually, Jock McMiner, you might be onto something. That's a great point. That's a great point. Maybe ETF is originally a fork of Doge. Yeah, maybe. That could be a thing. We'd have to look at, you know what? Do I still have the GitHub up here or did I close it? Oh, I closed it. Or did I? No, I haven't. Now, let's look at ETF. Let's see. Can we find ETF? Ethereum Fair, okay. Ethereum Fair. Ethereum Fair was forked from Ethereum Go Ethereum. Ethereum Go Ethereum. Okay. It says as Go Ethereum. That's the is that the Ethereum original Ethereum? I don't know. But yeah. Just they spoke too much that they can handle. Retro Mike gonna be covered in pigeon when everything gets rich from Zill. Oh man. Both FW and ETF are both from F. Okay, so ETF is from F. I know FW was. I still don't know the full story behind that. As you know, Justin's son was supposed to be part of FW. And then I don't know who actually was forked to now. And then right before the fork, Justin made ETF instead. So I don't know what happened there. If there's a liability issue, they got in a fight, kids scrap or something. I don't know. But then all of a sudden, the two forks were done separately by separate people instead of FW being part with Justin. I don't know what happened there, but crazy. All these forks do nothing good. They want airdrops and they leave the project. Just another rug pull. There you go. Dan Ruggs forks. Dan, you hear that? You get Dan Ruggs forks coming soon. This fork feels like it will burn the miners. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be crazy rug pull. Like I don't know. Like I said, I mine some on the test net. If I get an airdrop, great. If I don't, whatever. I don't care. Maybe I'll try some when it hits mainnet just to see what it does. But I'm not gonna obviously go all in. If it pumps, awesome. If it doesn't, I didn't go all in. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, but you know the one thing there, if it turns into a rug pull, which it probably will be. We got a rug pull before the pull. The community needs the rug pull before the devs rug pull. That's how we gotta do it. This fork feels like it'll burn. Yes, I'm just kidding with the retro mic. It's all fun. Anyway, so do we have any last minute questions, guys? Then we will wrap this live stream up pretty soon. It was some nice stuff going on here. Tomorrow we will be back with the live AMA, and then you can ask even more questions and we can talk about stuff. Pink Chain 2.0. Hello, RabidMining. It's been a minute since I was in the live stream. Hello, Wheeling Crypto and Coffee. How are you? What are you doing? What are you up to? Pink Chain 2.0. Yes, this probably is a Pink Chain 2.0. Maybe it's forked from Pink Chain. What's for dinner today? I have no idea. I don't know. Actually, I think we're having chicken or turkey or something, almost like Christmas dinner. I think that's what we're having. Yeah, that's what we're having for dinner. Anyway, guys, so I appreciate everyone for showing up. I will see you all in the next one.
Rabid out.